Hi friends, this is Unit 1, Lesson 20 for second grade math. This is our last lesson before we start getting ready for our Unit 1 test. This lesson is filled with 6 different word problems of all the different kinds we've learned about, and then we have one puzzle penguin at the end to work on. So we're going to go through each of these problems. I might have you try some on your own and then check back in with me. But it's really important right now that you're paying attention to the different steps in the problems to make sure that you understand and that you are ready for your review and then your test. So let's get started. It says, make a drawing, write an equation, solve the problem. We are on 1-20, page 59. All right, so number 1, Mina buys some shirts. She returns 4 shirts to the store, and now she has 8 new shirts. How many shirts does Mina buy at first? So let's use our cube strategy to start understanding this problem. So we have 4, we have 8. I'm going to underline my question. I know the word right after how many is usually my label. I'm going to box up any clue words. So I see some right there. She returns some, so that tells me it's going to be a minus. And then I see the word now. So I know that there's no more or fewer, and this problem is not about 2 people. So this is not a comparison bar problem. This is just one of our normal word problems. So let's go ahead and write our equation as we read it. So I see the word sum. Let's start with my box. She returns 4, so that's going to be a minus. And now she has 8. So this is one of those unknown start problems that we saw a few lessons back. The most important thing to remember about these types of problems, unknown starts with subtraction, is that we never, ever, ever solve it when it looks like this. We always change it into an adding problem. So I know that this is a total, a partner, and a partner. So I'm going to change it into 8 plus 4 equals something. I know that I also have to draw a picture according to the directions. So I would draw an 8 and 4 circles. That could be my picture. And I would count on 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So I get an answer of 12 shirts. So that was an unknown start. Number 2. Marie buys 8 peaches and a dozen apples. That is 6 fewer peaches than Reuben buys. How many peaches does Reuben buy? So a couple of things going on here in this problem. Let's use our cube strategy to try and understand it. I see an 8. I see a 6. I see a dozen. Not a number, but it means a number. A dozen means 12. Let's go ahead and underline our question. I know my label is going to be peaches. Now let's see if there's any clue words. So I know that there are 6 fewer peaches. I know this is a dozen apples. Wait a minute. Do we need apples? No. Boys and girls, they tried to trick you. This is an extra information problem. We don't need the dozen apples. We don't care about those. We just want to know about the peaches. Okay, so let's reread our problem. Marie buys 8 peaches. That is 6 fewer peaches than Reuben buys. How many peaches does Reuben buy? So now I know this is a comparison bar problem. Remember, comparison bars count as your picture. So I have Marie and Ruben. The first thing I have to do is figure out who has more so I can label. I know that Marie buys 8, which is 6 fewer than Ruben. So who has more? Ruben has more because Marie buys 6 fewer than Ruben. Okay, so now that I have these two labeled, I can start to fill in. I know that when I have the number next to the word more or fewer, that always goes in the oval. And then I have an 8. That's how many that Marie buys. So that goes in Marie's box. So now I can look at this and I know that I'm missing a top number, which is always the total. In order to solve a problem that is missing a total, I'm going to write an adding equation. Maybe you know the answer of 8 plus 6. If you don't, you can draw another picture to help you or count on your fingers. I'm going to count on 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. All right. So that one was a comparison bar problem, but also had extra information. So we got to be super careful when we're reading these. Number 3, there are 17 children in the class play. 9 are boys and the rest are girls. Then 3 more girls join the play. How many girls are in the play? So once again, we're going to use our cube strategy to understand our problem. So I see the number 17, 9, and 3. I'm going to underline my question. I know that the word after how many is going to be my label. I'm going to box any clue words. So I know that I see the rest are girls. So that is going to be like a missing partner. I know 9 are boys and there's a total of 17 children. If I just look at this first part, there are 17 children in the class play. 9 are boys and the rest are girls. Is that a problem in itself? It is. This is going to be a 2-step problem. So first I have to find out how many girls are in the play to start. So if I have 17 children, I know 9 are boys and the rest are girls. I can solve this problem if it looks like this. I can also change it into an adding on problem or an adding up problem, rather. Either way, if I cross off 9 of them, I am left with 8. So now I know that there are 8. I'm going to put girls right there so I can remember what that 8 means. Then what happens? 3 more girls join the play. So I had 8. 3 more join. So am I going to be adding or minusing? I'm going to be adding an 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have a total of 11 girls in the play now. All right, you guys are doing great. Let's look at number 4. Ed buys 9 books at one store and 3 books at another. He buys 8 more books than Brenda. How many books does Brenda buy? So I see 3 numbers right off the bat. So I'm kind of wondering, is this a 2-step or did they give me some extra information? Let's check it out. I have my 3, my 9, and my 8. Going to underline my question. How many? My label is books. So I know that Ed buys 9 and he buys 3. So maybe I need to find out, maybe I'm trying to find how many Ed buys altogether. Let me look back at my question. How many books does Brenda buy? What do I know about Brenda? I know that Ed buys 8 more than Brenda, but I don't know how many Ed buys. So do we have extra information here, or is this a 2-step problem? This is a 2-step problem. I want you to pause the video right now, and I want you to do the first step. Please find out how many books Ed buys in all. All right, so we know that he buys 9 at one store and 3 at another. So if I have 9 plus 3, I'm going to try and get a total for Ed. And I get 12. So 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's how many Ed buys. Now I know that Ed buys 8 more than Brenda. Oh man, a 2-step with comparison bars. So now I have Ed and I have Brenda. He, Ed, buys 8 more than Brenda. So that tells me that my E goes on top and my B goes on the bottom. I remember that I have the number 12 and I have the number 8 more. So I know my 8 goes in my oval. And I know that Ed bought 12. So that goes in the top box. Not because it's the biggest number, but because that's exactly how many Ed bought. So it goes in Ed's box. Now I can solve for this missing number right here. If I'm missing a partner, I can either do a subtraction problem, or I can do an adding up problem. Either way, you will get an answer of 4. And if I look back at my label, I get books. So Brenda bought 4 books. All right, when you're ready, turn the page over. And let's talk about number 5. Directions are still the same. There are some cows in the field. 4 horses join them. Now there are 12 animals in the field. How many cows are in the field? So I would like you to try this problem on your own. Go ahead and pause the video. Okay, let's see what you came up with. If I use my cube strategy, I have a 4 and I have a 12. If I have underline my question, how many cows are in the field? So I know my label is cows. I'm going to box any clue words. So I see the word some and 4 horses join. So that would be like adding. And I see now there are 12. So this is just a pretty standard word problem. It is an unknown start. It starts with some, but that doesn't make it that much harder. So let's go ahead and write our problem. So I have some cows in the field, 4 horses join, so that was going to be a plus, and now there are 12 total animals. So you can solve this problem as it is. If you'd rather write it so the box is in the middle, that is fine. You could solve it by writing a 4 and then counting up to 12. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You could also turn this into a subtraction problem. 12 minus 4 equals something. Either way, though, you should have gotten 8 cows. All right, number 6. Rob sells 6 skateboards on Friday, 3 skateboards on Saturday, and 2 skateboards on Sunday. How many skateboards does he sell all together? So I'm going to have you guys work on this problem on your own as well. I'm going to give you a little hint. It is a 2-step, but it's not a super confusing hard one with comparison bars, okay? Remember, your goal is how many skateboards did he sell all together? Go ahead and pause the video and solve this problem. Okay, so if I know that he has 6 on Friday, I'm going to actually circle all my numbers. 3 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday, and I'm trying to figure out how many did he sell all together. All I'm going to do is add these numbers. So I have 6 plus 3 plus 2. Now this is sort of like a 2-step because you're going to add in 2 different steps, but it's just going to be one equation. So I am going to first add my 3 and my 2 to get a 5. And then I know that 6 plus 5 is like a doubles, almost is a doubles plus 1. So I can solve that and get, not get 6. That would be silly. And get 11. Now I have to draw some sort of picture. You cannot draw a math mountain with 3 numbers. So I might draw something that looks like this. So 6 plus 3, I'm going to draw a line plus 2 more. So my 3 and my 2, and then I could count on to get my answer of 11. And my label would be skateboards. Okay, friends, I hope you're feeling more comfortable with word problems. If you need to go back and work on some of these at your own time, you can definitely do that. We will be practicing word problems during small groups as well. Before we finish, let's take a look at Mr. Puzzle Penguin. He says, did I make a mistake? So it says Felix has 7 white potatoes, 8 purple potatoes, and 5 green apples. He uses all of the potatoes to make a soup. How many potatoes does Felix use? So Puzzle Penguin says that he used 7 white, 8 purple, and 5 green to get a total of 20 potatoes. Is he correct? No, he's not correct. Poor Puzzle Penguin. So I know that if I see 3 numbers, I'm going to be a little bit suspicious, right? So I see white potatoes, purple potatoes, and green apples. Let's look at our question. How many potatoes does Felix use? So my label is potatoes. Am I going to add 7 plus 8 like 5 and plus 5 like Felix did? Or like Puzzle Penguin did, excuse me? No. What's going on here? We have some extra information. Let's get these green apples out of there. Now I can add my white potatoes plus my purple potatoes and get a total of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So Puzzle Penguin, you got to be careful and make sure you don't have any extra information in your equations. All right, friends, like I said, we'll keep practicing our word problems and getting ready for our test coming up in a couple days. Great job today.